Your house turned on you, left you for dead. But rage pulled you from the brink, brought you here. Take the mask. Let it consume you.
What is up, For Honor family? Hope y'all are doing well today. So the Year 10 Season 2 Title Update 1 Warriors Den has concluded, and I'm going to cover all of the details along with some of my thoughts. Now, if you want to navigate to the Year 10 Season 2 Battle or Legacy Pass retrofitted weapons, or any other details like the balancing or the armor variations, as always, use the timestamps accordingly. I have to start with this. Sohei now has a pretty sick hero skin, and the execution that goes with it not only works for Dead by Daylight with this collab, yes, Dead by Daylight, but also works with his theme of catching souls. And we're going to get into that a little more. But Survivors of the Fog is the throwback event, and it is the same Dominion variant that some of you played the first time it was here. So plenty to say about that shortly, but first, let's get more into Sohei's new skin, titled The Oni's Wrath. So this skin looks phenomenal, exactly taken from Dead by Daylight and put into For Honor lore and For Honor world. And speaking of the lore behind this skin is the Empress of the Dawn Empire, Ayu, has had her reign come to an end, sadly. Ayu is the Kensei from story mode, in case you guys didn't know, and with her fall, each samurai house had their own ambitions and thoughts of how to deal with the Hatuns. Now, Dakuja's house made a move and sealed an alliance with the Hatuns, but it came with a price. Dakuja was another Kensei that opposed Ayu in story mode, in case you guys didn't know, and Dakuja's house was told to get rid of their lead assassin. And that assassin had to be executed as a show of good faith. Now, this assassin, they said, was the Sohei Saburo. The leaders accepted this and lured him into a trap, turned on him, and executed him. Or so they thought. Saburo somehow survived. A good Samaritan, they say, nursed him back to health, and when he awakens, there is an artifact that was left for him, and inside the box was a mask, the Yaka mask. Now, this mask is known by all samurai, and of course, Saburo knows the legend and gets why it was left for him, because it was now time to become unleashed. He heads back to the palace during the celebration of the Hatun's alliance. Talk about good timing for a return. And Saburo started taking out all his former allies with the assistance of the mask. So the short story is called Seeing Red, so if you're interested in more, you have to go check that out on For Honor's website. They said if you play the event and pay attention to the lore, you will find out who this person is who left the mask for Saburo. Now, I know a lot of us, including myself, like to follow those cookie crumbs and see where it leads, so I'm pretty interested to see where it takes us, because I was definitely wrong on the hero skin. So I'll put a link to General Fujikiyo's History of Dakuja in the description. He did a video about that, and that will be there for those that are interested. GF is a good dude, an awesome contributor to the For Honor community, so that'll be in the description for you guys to check out if you like. Now, if you're thinking of purchasing this hero skin, please listen to this next part. There are some cool things you can get to accessorize with this skin just by buying the bundle. So listen to this. In the Oni's Hunt bundle, you not only get the Oni's Wrath hero skin, but you will get the execution, the Oni's Craving, which is the execution I was talking about that fits both what the Oni is about in Dead by Daylight, but also fits perfect with what Sohei is all about in collecting souls. A couple of beautiful things on this execution is you actually use Sohei's small katana to finish off your opponent, and on execution, you collect the little soul orb. You also get the emote Blood Curdling Scream, which is similar to one of Jurin's emotes, so I don't know if they just kind of reskin that. And finally, you get the effect Blood Aura. So not only do you get all of that, you don't just get it for Sohei. You get all of this for all of your heroes, all of them. The bundle is probably going to cost around $40 to $50. But if you're thinking of purchasing the hero skin, the emote, the effect, and the execution separately, you might as well just get the bundle to get it for all heroes, because the skin by itself is like 31,500 steel. They also have a separate bundle titled the Oni's Hunt Deluxe. This is very similar to the Oni's Hunt, but this is meant for you to purchase if you don't have Sohei unlocked, because you get everything in Oni's Hunt bundle, plus the Sohei hero unlocked, and Sohei's Camaraderie Elite outfit. You also get an ornament Crescent Duality, and the outfit and ornament are only for Sohei. That's not going to be for all heroes. We have another cool landing page showing the Oni at the scene of the crime when he went back to the palace. We have Dead by Daylight minions, so you'll see the Trapper, Oni, and Legion, who are characters in Dead by Daylight. And it was pretty cool seeing Eric Pope back on the Den. He was back on as part of the collab, showing off all of this since he works with the Dead by Daylight team now. He said there's a banner for Dead by Daylight players that you'll be able to get as part of the collab, and the team will tell you how to get that. So he didn't say anything on the Den. And it makes sense because the last collab, I don't know if you guys remember back in 2021, Warden ended up in Dead by Daylight and For Honor players got the limited time executions. So having this hero skin this time makes sense and works really well with Sohei. Although I thought for sure if the Oni was going to be in For Honor, it would be for Shigoki. This is a pleasant surprise and they made it work. So let's talk about this throwback event. It is Survivors of the Fog. The last time it was here was back in 2021, so that's like 5 years ago. And how it works is there are 3 capture points, no minions, and at each capture point there is a generator. It takes place on Cindermill. I guess I should have started with that. It does take place on Cindermill. Now every generator takes 5.5 seconds to capture. Once you capture a point, boosting gives you 4 times the points. The Trapper is the antagonist for both teams, and he doesn't take sides. He will invade the point and he's trying to kill everybody. So if you defeat him, and whoever that player is that defeats him is going to get health and of course a good chunk of renown, but as a team you get 150 points. Now this is some other relevant information because we do have Survivors of the Fog event, and that means we also are going to have a free event pass. And with this event pass, they did make a welcome change. They've increased the number of event points per game for the event pass, so it doesn't take us as long to complete the pass. They've adjusted daily orders to make it easier to complete the pass too, so you don't have to play the event to complete those daily orders, but still get credit towards the pass. You will need to play the event mode to complete the pass and not just rely on daily orders though. And the free event pass has some pretty cool stuff as well. You have the Mask of Carnage battle outfit, giving us what looks to be purple, red, and white color pattern. You have the Mask of the Oni mood effect, which is cool looking effect. Doesn't seem very hero neutral, but it at least looks cool. You have the Demonic Mask ornament, which has an expected menacing expression. That's what you would think, and it looks excellent. And for those grinding the leaderboards, the amount of capture points you have captured is what counts towards you moving up the leaderboard. Keep that in mind. Now I mentioned that this event was here in 2021 and they brought back those executions. Now many of you have seen people using these and probably wondered how the heck did they get them? And now's your chance. So starting on June 18th through July 2nd, you will be able to get those old executions and more. So you have the Bloody Bones ornament, which will be available for 3K steel. You have Successful Escape signature that's going to be available for 5K steel. The battle outfit Daylight's End for 3K. And the Entity's Grasp effect. This is a very cool effect for 5,000 steel. And these outfits are nasty, y'all. The Woodland Terror Illustrious outfit and the Dark Lullaby Illustrious outfit for 20K steel. That's expensive, but I know we get so many of these, and if you're like into the dark, the edgy, or whatever, just get these, These are pretty cool because they work so well with what we're gonna talk about next. And that's the executions. Check out these executions, y'all. The off the hook execution where you just like stalk your opponent and then you just, and then lift them up and put them on the hook is nasty. I love this execution. 10K steel. And then they have the Huntress Prey execution. That's also for 10K steel. And that's just as nasty in a good way. I say nasty in a good way. You guys know what I mean. They're just phenomenal executions. Let's just keep it real. And anytime I look at that Huntress Prey, I always think of a Berserker. That really fits Zerk. So I'm sure Zerk mains, or if you like to play Zerk, you definitely got to get this one for Zerk. But remember, they're only here from June 18th to July 2nd. So if you don't see them, like once the season starts, don't freak out. It's June 18th through July 2nd when they pop up. Focus on the other stuff and you'll see those come in due course. The Year 10 Season 2 Battle Pass offers Bloodlust colors associated with the Unleashed theme this season. We have Uncaged Madness and Uncaged Animosity. It looks like gray and red are the primary colors for one, and red in like a sandy color, and I think it's a chocolate brown, but we'll have to see once we actually get them. We have Uncaged Demon and Beast effects, Uncaged Turmoil ornament fitting nicely along with everything else. They did mention that this ornament is affected by your color pattern, so that's good to know. And they showed off the Uncaged weapons, which will go nicely with your edgy attire that you put on at least one of your heroes. Y'all know you put at least one edgy inventory slot, you got that situated for the edge. At least one inventory slot situated for the edge, you know it. Now I like the look of these weapons and you can find them at the end of the video as mentioned before. They are giving us another traversal emote as part of the battle pass, this one called Thug Life. With Tupac coming back in a video game, this somehow feels very fitting. If you don't know who Tupac is, just think of Ain't Nothing But a Gangsta Party. Y'all gotta know that. Or California Love. Excuse my voice. And a ton more. Y'all know what I'm saying. So you had to have heard about them. Poetic Justice, Juice. I know some of y'all have heard of them. But moving on. I'm sure I'll see plenty of you using this hyper ultra combo kick. A lot of y'all love that stuff. And if you do it to me, can you at least just do it at the end of the match, please? It's dramatic. I like it, but please at the end of the match. They showed the animation team working on the traversal emote, and I want to know what y'all think. Do they nail this, or do they need to watch a few more movies and get it down, if you know what I'm saying? But I think they were solid, and I love the facial expressions. It's hilarious. They were all the way in character, man. Jumping into the Legacy Pass, we have the Year 6 Season 2 Legacy Pass that's here. You get the Cursed Divinity and Overlord effects. You get the Cursed Longevity Ornament, the Cursed Hood weapons, and the Jasmine Box Execution, you know, where you open the box and it like sucks them in. It doesn't suck the actual hero in, but it sucks like their soul in the box. And then you have the Sarcophagus Escape signature. So this was during the time we got the Raider hero skin when he stole the Scarab bracelet, and we know who came to Heathmore because of that, Magi. So they actually have a battle bundle you can purchase where if you buy both battle passes, you get Bolthorn the Curse for free. So they're trying to give us some value here, at least for newer players or maybe people that didn't buy Bolthorn at first. So take advantage if interested. For balancing, we have another anti-gank adjustment being made that actually helps ganking. So anti-gank part 3 adjusts the damage scaling. And I'll just put a portion of JC's explanation here since this is difficult for some players to understand. So sometimes if I was to say something and you might not understand it, I'm sure JC can explain it a little bit better.
A good example of this, because even then I'm sure it's like, what's he talking about there? Let's say we're going to put a situation in, right? It's you, me, and Max.
Yeah.
So you hit Max with a light.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Warden. I do a fully charged shoulder bash that hits him while he's in your hit reaction. Right? Now, that will cause a reaction on him. He's going to go into the same reaction. Visually, like he looks like he gets hit. It's all good. Before, if I did my top heavy here, that is guaranteed, he would take 75. He would take 75% less damage. But because I'm the last person who connected a hit on him, it will deal 25% less damage instead. So this is kind of a way that we have to make all those little confirmed attacks, all little combo attacks, all these little things deal more damage if you're the one that does them in succession. So it helps in those situations where it kind of makes ganking a little bit better because we hit ganking really, really hard. But this is great in situations like you have a Valkyrie that does a sweep and then the follow-up is like guaranteed. Well, it's going to deal more damage now. Same for you have for Yorm, right, that unbalances. You have like all those situations where you have guaranteed damage afterwards. So it's going to help crank up damage a little bit more in ganks so that they're a bit more effective.
Joren's tier 2 feat was nerfed, no friend of mine. So the cooldown increased to 90 seconds, up from 60 seconds. Duration reduced to 20 seconds, down from 30 seconds. And the shield duration is now 20 seconds. And you guys remember that was infinite, because you know people were stacking and stacking. So Joren is still overperforming, so that's why they made this tweak. For Ocelotl, the hero is now visible during Huntsman's Spirit to opponents. If he's close to people, he cannot respawn. But one thing they did, and I like that they did this, they actually showed you what he will look like on the screen, and you can tell it's almost like a ghostly figure in the distance. So not only can Ocelotl's team see him, the opposing team can see him, but just not as clearly, it looks like. But if you pay attention, they said it's a sound. You can see like how the birds are moving. You should be able to tell if he's there. Pirate got a considerable nerf. Pirate can no longer cancel recoveries into a dodge after Cavalier Dance and Pistol Blast, all versions. So that's a big nerf to Pirate. They said that she was too safe, and they did this to counter that. Man, Pirate mains, what do y'all think? Are there any Pirate mains? Any Pirate players? What do y'all think? Now, this was a nerf I wasn't expecting. Tiandi was nerfed. This hero can no longer cancel recoveries into the dodge after Palm Strike and Dragon Kick. And this is on hit and miss. Wow. I was not expecting that. They said Tiandi is a great staller, and this was done to kind of even Tiandi out a little bit. But that was all for balancing. It's not a lot of balancing like it was the previous season. Now to wrap this up, I need to mention that the Bloody Rage Mythic outfit will be available from June 11th, which is the start of the season, to July 2nd. The Blood Curling Scream emote for 10k, and the Oni's Craven Execution is for 10k, and you are really just better off buying the bundle with the cost of it all instead of buying them separately for multiple heroes. We have a new season, so we have new armor variations, and this time it's the Vikings, and you can see those after this if you like. They said that they wanted to accentuate the metals, the leather, and just the raw materials that the Vikings use, and wanted that all expressed in these variations. So just a note for you Viking lovers that are out there. The Hero Fest for Title Update 1 is Nusha on July 2nd, Valkyrie on July 9th, and Kinsei on July 16th. The Triple Threat Tournament returns with 2 Dominion tournaments this year, normally it's 1. They also made circuit point adjustments. You earn more points in the final tournament of the year and in 1v1 tournament versus the first tournament of the year. And you guys gotta listen to this if you're going to contribute or play in this. Do not change your name during the competitive circuit. If you change it, your points will be lost. So keep that in mind. You got a Sohei Hero Trial that is on June 11th through June 18th, so basically the first week of the new season. They also have a community stream on June 18th. They are calling it the Tavern, but they stole that, man. They stole that from A Break and Run, who is another cool For Honor community member and streamer. And he's been saying that for years on Twitch, like come kick it in the tavern. I think he says come hang out in the tavern, but you guys know what I'm saying. That's A Break and Run. But either way, June 18th, community stream in the tavern. So that's all for the Den. Hope y'all enjoyed the new Oni Hero skin. It's dope. The Dead by Daylight collab and all the goodies that come with it. This is another packed early part of the season. And then we have the new hero that's coming in Title Update 2. So it's a lot to be excited about for this season. So what are your thoughts on the Oni's Wrath hero skin and the hero balance and updates? You can catch the battle and legacy retrofitted weapons and armor variations that are coming up next. But that's all I have for this one, y'all. Thank you for tuning into this video. There's so many videos y'all can tune into, and you took the time to tune into this one today. I really appreciate that. Thank you for supporting. Till next time, y'all.